Nanami is the most relatable character in Jujutsu Kaisen. He doesn't like to work overtime and despises the little inconveniences in life. In a story filled with excellent characters, Nanami stands out even more. Nanami is introduced as a cynical character. He believes that Jujutsu sorcerers are idiots and that working as a salaryman is even more idiotic. Nanami's cynicism stems from the cyclical nature of Jujutsu society. No matter how many cursed spirits are exercised, more of them will continue to appear. Jujutsu sorcerers don't treat the cause of cursed spirits, they merely deal with the symptoms. Negative energy which produces cursed spirits can never truly be eradicated from society. Jujutsu sorcerers are expected to sacrifice their life to this cause, but what's the point in risking one's life? What difference does a sorcerer actually make in the large scheme of things? These were the questions that Nanami was struggling with. During his time working in an investment company where he handled stocks for the rich, all Nanami thought about was money. His motivation was to retire by 40 and live a simple life in the country. From Nanami's perspective, money offered stability, freedom, and security. All of these are luxuries which are absent in the life of a Jujutsu sorcerer, which is chaotic, unpredictable, and the next mission could be your last. During his time as a normal civilian, Nanami was faced with a new dilemma. His career in finance made him realize that his job was to make the wealthy even wealthier. He made no actual difference to society. The person who helped Nanami out of this state of limbo was the young baker who said thank you after Nanami exorcised the cursed spirit that was living on her shoulder. This small act of kindness was the catalyst that Nanami needed to change his perspective on life. He was no longer obsessed with money, and it became clear to him that a Jujutsu sorcerer's role is not to eradicate cursed spirits, but to make a positive difference in a person's life. Nanami's backstory shows the audience that he is cynical, but is also deeply sympathetic and kind. At the end of the day, Nanami just wants to live a life without regrets. Nanami is also quite introspective and ruminates on the idea of adulthood quite a bit. In psychology, there is a concept called schemas. It refers to a cognitive framework that helps us organize information and understand the world around us. Nanami has developed a schema for what it means to be an adult. He believes that a person becomes an adult by experiencing minor inconveniences over a period of time. For example, when they have extra strands of hair on their pillow. Nanami's preconceived ideas of adulthood brings out the paternal instinct within him. He constantly states that Yuji is just a child and needs to be protected from the dangers of Jujutsu society. This was the reason why he confronted Mahito alone and sent Yuji on a simpler mission to follow Junpei. Nanami is also humble and does not take pride in his status as a grade 1 sorcerer. He held the record for the most consecutive black flash attacks before it was broken by Yuji. He attributes this achievement to luck and doesn't take credit for it. He is also willing to acknowledge and praise others when they deserve it. When Yuji and Nanami first met, he refused to acknowledge Yuji as a sorcerer because he viewed him as a child. But in the second battle against Mahito, Yuji saved Nanami from Mahito's domain expansion. Nanami realizes that Yuji can take care of himself and finally considers him a sorcerer. This act of acknowledgement was important for Yuji, considering he just lost a friend and killed numerous transfigured humans. This shows Nanami's sympathetic nature and his role as a paternal figure for Yuji. Nanami's curse technique also complements his character traits. The 7-3 ratio technique is precise, effective, and deadly. It separates the opponent into 10 parts and creates a weak point at the 7-3 ratio. When the weak point is hit, it deals significant damage. When Nanami removes his binding vow called Overtime, his cursed energy output increases and he can use his innate technique on the immediate surroundings. These techniques perfectly match Nanami's strategic and rational personality. However, it is funny that he hates working overtime but incorporates it into his arsenal. Nanami stated that his goal is to identify the truth and uphold the law. Although he is not a fan of the status quo of how Jujutsu society operates, Nanami follows the rules. It's possible that Nanami doesn't respect Gojo because of his disregard for the rules and his constant defiance of the top brass. Society may not function to Nanami's standard, but he continues to hold on to his values and protect the younger generation from the dangers of Jujutsu society. Nanami is the representation of a man who bears the burden of adulthood childhood and continues to move forward regardless. This is why Nanami is one of the most multifaceted and well thought out characters in the story. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.